Oh, wait. Hold on. That might have been why. Are you able to hear me now? I swear, I thought that it was all going through this whole time. I have been talking this whole time. Well, let me do this. Hold on. I am going to... I think I know why it was happening. Oh my god. I have been talking this whole time for... Let's see, it's 9:30. Or no, it's 10:50. I started the stream at 9:30. I've been talking to the past hour and 10 minutes just into my mic to absolutely nobody. Oh, dang. All right. Oh, well. Oh, well. I almost forgot what I was doing. No, you're good. You're good. Well, see, the thing is, I caught myself earlier. I accidentally hit the mute button on my mic, and so I'd been talking to myself for about 10 minutes. So I unchecked that and was like, well, maybe that's what the problem is. And nope, there was... Apparently, I've just been talking to myself for the past hour and 10 minutes entirely. Let me see this. I'm going to decrease this attenuation radius. Let's do 500. Hopefully, this doesn't cause a crash. Or an infinite loop, I guess. I think it caused an infinite loop. I may need to do a little bit more optimization on these lights and stuff. I don't know what's causing the infinite loop. Like, I'm not doing anything that would cause an infinite loop. Everything I'm doing is using for each loops. There should be no reason I'm getting an infinite loop. It's in here, right? I don't understand it. It's so weird. Check nearest lights. Yeah, it's in the check nearest light function in the cell shade component. It looks like this is just a natural tick, too. Which is what's annoying me. Yeah, so this is a dungeon I'm working on. So... Hold on. Let me... So the weird thing too is this only happens in the dungeon. I don't get this error. Like I have a low test bench I'm running in the actual. Oh, I'm in game mode. Like I have a low test bench I run on my low demo platform over there. So I don't, and it works fine. I don't get any. I don't get the same infinite loop error. But yeah, this is what it looks like right now. So we just got like little stand-ins for all the corners. I'm gonna drop in some more like wooden structures here and there, like little archways here and there that just kind of randomly spawn about. Actually, I could probably do that right now real quick if I'm honest. Probably wouldn't take me that long. But yeah, this is kind of what it looks like. And then I'm like optimizing the heck out of this thing too. So I have like gone out of my way to make sure like almost everything is green. The only things that aren't green right now are I get these occasional spots here and the roof. And I didn't build the roof. This was a asset pack. Like I've gone out of my way to make this as quest friendly, even adding in like the distance culling volumes too. It's like I've gone like crazy out of my way to make this as optimized as I could possibly make it. Yeah, but this is what it looks like right now. I'm trying to see if I can get this this component working though. I think I might just be running it too many times. I think I'm just gonna need to run through it in the VR headset. These are my little AI dudes, by the way. For some reason, the ones that spawn in the dungeon don't do their walking animation. I'm not really sure why. It's a really weird thing. It's fine though. Their walking animation's a little weird. I think I'm gonna have to leave this component though as it is, because I think it might just be that I have too many components running at once, which is why I added this in to begin with. Dude, the problem is this doesn't even run at like, or at least last time I checked this, which I've done a lot of optimization since then. But last time I checked this, like, optimization like was still terrible. Hopefully I've improved it to the point where it's like hitting at least 60 or 72 FPS. I think I was getting on average before maybe like 30 or 40 FPS or something like that. So it wasn't running really well. So yeah, I've been optimizing like crazy. I learned from the last little game that I put together that I need to optimize like crazy from the get-go. Speaking of which, I found actually a really good way to optimize. Hold on. Is this one of the ones I put together? It is. I'm going to optimize it. I'm going to do this real quick too. I found actually something that's really good. If I can find it real quick. This one? Oh, wait. Oh, no. This is the engine version. Oh, dang it. Hold on. Can I? I cannot, apparently. Anyways, I'd found... Let me see if there's something else I can do it too. Hold on. I'm going way too fast. Like, one of the biggest things that I found that like, makes, like, the biggest toll on it... It doesn't look as great, which is the only thing that I have to admit about this. But if I... Is this the one I had put together? It is not. I'm going to use this one, though. Here, copy here. So if I use, where did it go? This one. So I can drop it like on this little sphere here, right? Let me make sure I dropped the correct one on. No, it's still using the engine one. Hold on. What the heck? There we go. Okay, there we go. So if we let this load in, right? That's like full on red. Like there's one thing you can do to like really just push this immediately. It doesn't look as great, but it does work. You just check fully rough at least, and it immediately takes it from red to green. Like I'm now doing that for all of my materials. I don't know that I like the look as much yet, and I might see if I can't figure out a way to do all this a little better without having to make it fully rough. But just checking that fully rough box just immediately fixes so many issues. And look at that. Now it's immediately green. As I would like some. Oh yeah, no, Steam VR is a lot better for just general optimization. Like, it works perfectly on my computer. I have no I have no performance issues or anything. But the moment I put it on my Quest starts struggling. And this is going to be a multiplayer game too, which immediately makes it that much worse. I did, however, find out that listen servers do work cross-platform. I don't think that was always the case, but they do work cross-platform, which is awesome. Well, I'm glad, Dave. I'm glad that the tutorials that I've made have helped you. Yeah, while I'm here, I'm gonna drop this in too. Hold on. While I'm here, because I need to be able to test this on the Quest later. I want to make sure this is all working all right. I have spent the past several months trying to make a multiplayer tutorial. It's really not easy to do. Um, so that's part of the reason why I was doing this project as well, is because I had an idea to make this co-op multiplayer. And so I wanted to try and do it once, get it as nailed down as I possibly could with like little to no issues possible, because any multiplayer project I've done up until now, VR multiplayer is a huge pain in the butt. And the biggest reason it has to do with the way that the motion controllers and cameras are set up. They do not replicate. So you're replicating like every single thing. And the motion controllers especially are a pain in the butt. I've taken them out and have been working on my own version of the character because the motion controllers will default to player one. So, and the problem is when you're on a multiplayer setting, all the players, like if you're looking at and you have like 3 other people around, you're considered player one, and everybody else is kind of considered, like the way you can think of it is like an NPC, right? So like you're immediately you're going in fighting with the other players for their motion controller, stuff. So I've had to take them out altogether, and I still need to do work on it because it doesn't work perfectly for every single controller that I've done so far. It works fine for the Quest 2 and it works fine for the Index, but I've tried my Vive Focus, and the Vive Focus, the orientation isn't correct. I haven't even tried with my Quest 1, and I have a couple other headsets that I'll probably end up trying as well, which has just made it a huge pain in the butt because you need to start at the character. And when you do a multiplayer project, you have to start from the very, very beginning with multiplayer in mind. If you don't do that, you have to go back and redo everything. I've done most things with multiplayer in mind, but even still, I have not everything has multiplayer. So grabbing kind of works. It uses a physics-based grab system that I put together. But the position where it's trying to go to on all the other clients doesn't work correctly, and also doesn't work correctly on the server. And the player replication is still a little bit rough. It mostly works, but I'm also trying to do a full body IK rig, which is making it that much more difficult. So I'm like doing a whole bunch of different things all at once, and it's just been a huge nightmare. And that's why I'm trying to like nail it down once perfectly, or as perfectly as I can possibly get it, before I actually start putting together tutorials, because I don't feel like remaking them over and over and over again until I finally get like the perfect end-to-all tutorial. So yeah. I was having issues with my Quest 2. Otherwise, I would have done some multiplayer tests earlier today too. But yeah. Why is this all solid black? That's not supposed to be solid black. So anyways, yeah, this has been a huge nightmare to set up so far. And I'm not even halfway done yet. The procedural generation has so far probably been like the most difficult thing I've had to do. And I still have to like do a whole bunch of other things for that too. Man. There were 2 guns here. What happened to the second one? Did I break one? I think I broke it. Oh, man. I don't even remember what I was doing. I just went on a rant. I don't even remember what I was doing before. I was doing something. Oh, you know what? I wanted to work on the AI a bit. The physical interactions with the AI. Okay. Let me see this. Let me put up details real quick. Okay. Let's do a little bit of work on this. So yeah, well, I think the infinite loop is just because I'm trying to do so many lights all at one time. So I think I need to do that in the headset. Or at the very least test that in the headset first. I don't think it's going to work in editor. So, because I basically set it up so if the player's so far away, it doesn't even try doing it. So that way I wasn't doing like hundreds of lights all trying to do. Because I basically set this up where we got like a little light source. Because I was trying to aim for like some sort of like cell shaded stuff. So I don't know if you noticed, like I added like outlines to all my mesh to all the meshes I've done so far. So, and then I'm going to try and do this for the light. So it kind of like shrinks and just kind of catches whatever the closest light is. Because you can't use, not procedural, post-process, effects on the Quest 2. So I'm trying like my own little implementation with the hopes that it'll work a little better. And most of the environment is all going to be indoors. So, point lights are what I'm mostly focused on. There's going to be I guess you could consider it 4 areas where there's actually going to be directional lights. And that's going to be about it. Maybe 5 if I end up taking it a little bit further. I do have some other procedural ideas in mind that would require directional lights, but that's going to be for later on. Yeah. So I'll have to play around with the lights a little bit more once I can get my headset working again. I was saying earlier, I might end up trying Manjaro again because Linux Mint has worked mostly pretty well, but I still get a few issues specific to Unreal that have been annoying me. So let me see here. There we go, debug. This is what I want. Okay. So anyways, I've been working on this new little physical animation stuff, and I've been redesigning the AI stuff too a little bit as well to make it a little better. So this is kind of what it's looking like right now. So the idea is we create, yeah, that's not perfect, is we create a whole bunch of, these are, I'm trying to remember what they're called, physics handles. We create a whole bunch of physics handles, tie them to a few specific points on the body, and then we use that to drive the physical animation. And this has so far made like interactions between melee weapons and the AI a lot better. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this because the animation still doesn't work out perfect, and I'm noticing at some points like it takes the body parts a second to get to their points. So what I think I want to do is make it so that way it'll use like a standard, like its usual like full animation without all the physics stuff. And then only once a body part is hit would actually engage the respective physics handles. And that's what I'm kind of thinking about doing. Because like he does a weird thing, especially when he stops, where it seems to kind of overcompensate and then just go a little too far. And this is at a slow down speed too. It was a lot worse when he was moving a lot faster. I'm also noticing, too, it doesn't look like his hands and feet are fully able to reach those positions either. Other than that, it doesn't look too bad, though, I have to say. So, let's do a little bit of work on this. Actually, before I do that, I seriously have to use the restroom. So, hold on. I'll be right back. I checked this time. Make sure my mic was unmuted. Okay. All right. So this is going to be the tricky part, I think. So what I need to do first, quick pistachio. Okay. So sounds great, Data. You have a good day, all right? All right. Let's see. So all of this, I think, or at least some of this needs to come out. Hold on. Thank you very much, Dave, for the $5, by the way. I appreciate it. All right. Okay. So let's see here. We need to do a couple things. So first, I'm going to not enable physics. And I don't want to run these other two sequences. I only want to run the one. Because we don't want to enable full physics right off the get-go. Actually, no, that's not true. I want to run two because we are using that one. Perfect. Perfect. So, yeah. Oh, this is going to be tricky. Let's do this then. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. I think I disabled all this, right? Yeah, that can go. Okay, so the way that I want to do this all needs to be modified and brought somewhere else. So, I'm thinking we do this. Hold on. Let's do a custom event. Actually, do I want to do... Let me do a function. I think this all needs to be put somewhere else. Let me copy all this first. Copy all of this. I think I got it all. Okay. We'll call it begin area physics. I don't know what the best way to call this is. We'll call it this. Cool. Let me real quick. All right. So we don't want to do this on a for each loop. So before we do anything, I think what we need to do is this. I think we need to grab the skeleton and go through the hierarchy of bones where it gets hit. And see what the next... Do I want the next hit point? I do want the next hit point. Because what I want to do, I want to simulate physics from the next hit point. So like right now, right, on the hand, I have... physics handles set up for the wrist, or I guess generally the hand, and the next one up is on the shoulder. So what I want to do is if the player gets hit like on the elbow, for example, what I would want to do is come up to the shoulder, simulate physics from the shoulder down to the whole, so now this whole arm has basically gone limp. Yeah, I think I'd want to do the whole arm. I think it would keep it simple. And then what we would want to do is then go down to wherever the next bone where we can initiate a physics handle is, and then that's where we would spawn in the handle. So I think that's what I want to do. So let's do this. We want a hit bone, and that needs to be a name. I don't even know if I can go down a hierarchy. I think I can go up a hierarchy. Hold on. Which one? I forgot two. I have two skeletons I'm using. I think it's this one, this animation mesh, if I recall. Animation mesh, get socket transform. Yeah, we're using the animation mesh. Perfect. Okay. So let's grab the animation mesh. Let me see. Is there like a hierarchy? Bone. Find closest bone. Get bone index. Okay, we can get parent bones. So I think we could use that to go up the hierarchy. Bone. Is there maybe like a bone child? Child. I don't know if there's a way to like go down the hierarchy. Test if bone name is child of or equal to. Okay, actually, we might be able to use this. Okay, this might work. So, yeah. So if we get the parent bone, right, we can use whatever the parent bone is. We can use that for here, and then we can go through all the bones. And this might actually even work a little better, because if we have multiple, so like if I wanted to add one into the elbow later on, then what I could probably do is add one for the elbow, the wrist, any other ones. If I have ones for the fingers too, for whatever reason, I don't think I will, but yeah, I think that's what I want to do. So let's do this. Let's create a local variable and we'll call it current bone. Okay. Okay, and then before we even go into a for each loop, I think I want to check to see if the current bone we're being fed is a bone from here. So let me do this. So we'll just check to see if it contains this bone. Branch. And if this is true, then we're basically going to skip over this initial for each loop. But I'll leave that for the time being. Or I guess it's going to be a while loop. Bone found. Okay, so if this is false, this needs to be a Boolean set to false. Wait. Oh yeah, we'll do a not. Not. Because this runs while this is true, and we're going to leave it as false for now. Okay, so while we're here. Okay. Let's see. We got the parent bone. Let me do this real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna turn up this music just a bit here for the stream. There we go. Looked like it might have been a bit quiet. I'm gonna turn up here too. All right. Okay. So we'll get the parent bone. I'm also concerned too, how do we find if this is a loop? Because I'd be concerned about finding a loop. I could add a like a sort of counter. I don't know if that's what you should be calling it, but I can add like a little index to see how many times we've gone through the loop. Let's do that. We'll just call it searches. Keep it nice and simple. Searches. We'll say, well, searches is less than, I don't know, 10 maybe? Okay. Yeah, that should be correct. Okay, so let's see, we get the parent bone. We set this to the new current bone. And then we basically want to do another check over here to see if it contains this. I wonder if maybe instead of doing that branch at the beginning, I should just be setting this. Let's just do it this way. Hold on, I'm gonna remove this branch real quick. I think this might just simplify things down a little bit. Go. This can go into the while loop. Go. Perfect. Okay. All right. Perfect. And then what we would want to do is we would want to come through. Or I guess, hold on. First thing we want to do. Hold on. Let me move this all down. I'm probably going to end up removing this. Let's do this. We get bone found. We feed this into a branch. Just to make sure we did in fact find something. I'm actually just going to copy this and bring this over so we're not using this long cable. Okay, and then set simulate all. I think it's all bodies below. Simulate physics, if I recall. True. I think I might want to be keeping a record of this possibly too. I'm not entirely sure because I was thinking about maybe having a get up. I'll come back to that before I do anything. Okay. And then I want to get all the linked bones. Wait. Where did I get bones from? Oh, that's right. Linked bones was the old version and it was crashing every time I tried to delete it. I forgot about that. Okay, so let's do this. For each loop. Okay. Current bone. We check to see if this is a child. If it is, then we basically want to do all of this. So, hold on. I don't need to do all this. I just need to do some of this. Bone would go in here, and it would go in here. And I think that would work. Okay, I need to think about this for a second though too. Because I just had something occur to me. I don't know if this is gonna work perfectly. Hold on. If I just hit simulate. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. So the way that this component is working is there's two different there's actually two skeletal meshes. You only see the one, but there's two. So it's starting to get a bit loud. So there's one that controls the animation, and there's a second that controls that I was using for the actual physical side of things. That way I had a target point that for everything to get to, and then I also was still able to run the animation. So, because I wasn't able to figure out a way to just get the animation data. So, which I really hate. I feel like there has to be a way to do that. Maybe I just haven't figured it out yet. But anyways, so all this can go real quick. First off. So, let's do this then. Actually, let me try again real quick. Hold on. Get an instance. Bone. Yeah, see, all there was the bone tracks. Which doesn't work. Because tracks are something different. You can add tracks into an animation to, like, determine when something happens in the animation. That's not what I wanted. So let's do this then. Let's... Get an instance. Let's do this. Get an not that. I clicked on the wrong one again. Hold on. I think I clicked on the same one. This one? Yes, this one. Okay. Set anim instance class. I think this will work. We're about to find out. This should also help out with performance too, so that way I'm not simulating physics on every single AI at all times. Oh yeah, that looks a lot smoother too. Okay, let me do this. I'm gonna do something real quick. I'm just gonna do like a temporary one here. Let's do delay. I'm gonna say 10 seconds. We'll print a string. Let's see. Simulating physics arm. I think I just misspelled that. I can't read this very well. Like, everything is so weirdly shrunken. I don't know how it turns out in stream, but like, it's just such a weird issue. Okay, anyways, let me grab a bone real quick. Or let me first grab this, and then we'll grab a bone. We'll leave that there. I'd completely forgotten what I was looking for. I got a little too wrapped up in the song. Here we go. Let's do upper arm left somewhere. I'll copy this name. All right, so it should be the left arm. This one right here should go sort of limp. We should be able to see it if we look really closely. All right, so simulating physics arm. Okay, yeah, that's working. Nice. I feel like I may be doing something weird, but I wonder if maybe I need to simulate physics on the shoulder too. Hold on. Let me wait for him to stop real quick. Hold on. I need to get a good look at him. Yeah, the shoulder needs to be simulated too. I think that's what the issue is. Because I saw that before. I saw it before when I was setting it up, where it almost looks like the shoulders kind of get cut off because they slump down so far. And you could almost see that instead of it kind of going a little bit more out at an angle, it was like almost like just flat. So I think I need to add one more at the parent as well. So let's see. Let's go here. I'll just add it in over here. Hold on. We'll just do a quick OR here. Actually, no, because that's going to break. No, actually, that won't break things. Hold on. I was just trying to simplify things so I didn't have just a bunch of extra code. That probably wasn't necessary. Alright, so hopefully this should fix things up a bit. Yeah, this animation looks a little weird. I got this one from Mixamo, but when I tried to run a control rig for it, it just came out really weird. Oh. Hold on. That's not right. That is not right. Okay. I guess we'll duplicate it then. They want to reduplicate all this because it just seemed unnecessary. So, but if that's what I got to do, then that's what I got to do, I guess. Let's do this. I'm just gonna drop it in like right here before the for each loop. Let's grab this one. I'm gonna have to make some space here in a minute if this works. Okay, there we go. No, start on the other arm again. That is so weird. I am setting current bone, right? Contains bones. Hold on, it just occurred to me I'm not setting that index too. I probably should be doing that. Okay, so why is this one? Oh, you know, I can exclude self. Let's try this. So that way the self is still working fine, hopefully. That might actually work a little bit better. Oh yeah, that works a lot better too. My laptop just went to sleep. Oh yeah, that is much, much better. So the only thing I'm thinking too. No, actually, maybe I won't, because I was trying to think too, like if they get hit with the shield. But, oh, my screen's starting to flicker. But I think even if they get hit with the shield, so long as I pass through, like to the arm, like that one needs to return, I think it should be fine. Nice. Yeah, so let's see here. So I think the only thing I need to do, right, is I need to make it so that way you can get back up using the animation. Actually, I think if it gets back up, I'm just going to have it re-engage the animation blueprint. Because if he's getting back up, right? Like, should he really be simulating physics on any part of his body? I'm not entirely sure if I should be playing the animation and doing the physics, or if I should just leave it. Let me also do this real quick too, before I do anything further. Hold on. Oh, because I'm no longer simulating physics. Okay, actually that's a pretty simple fix. Okay, yeah, so this does need to change a bit. Okay, let's do then... I'm gonna disconnect this for a second. Actually, I'm gonna move this up. So let's do this. Oh. Hold on. I think I understand why it's happening. That's why it's happening. Oh, because the way that I had the follow set up, because it's following the bone structure, because that's how I originally set it up. So it's going from hand left, and then when it goes to set the shoulder, it then goes to hand right. Oh, that's probably why I was having that issue. I live stream about. Hold on, I think that this is getting cut off. Hold on. So this is a game that I'm working on. So it's called. My keyboard's not bound to my laptop. So it's called Altiverse. So right now, I was originally going to be working on the inventory stuff, but I was having issues with my headset today, and Unreal Engine. So I'm working on physics animations, and I'm kind of redoing the setup that I had before to make it a little bit better. Because my original idea didn't work out quite as well, and this one's still a little rough. So yeah. Socket. Yeah, that explains that whole issue. Okay. I got an idea. I can solve all my issues right now. Oh, I got a brilliant idea. Hold on. I'm going to use a map. I'm going to use a map for this. I love maps. Maps are used all over the place in my procedural generation right now. Hold on. Here we go. The handles. Here's a map. Okay. And we'll bind this to a name. I want a name from it. Yeah. Hold on. Okay. Ready? Here's my brilliant idea. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. And I can re-implement this part as well and make it all work now. Hold on. We take this, we feed this in, then we take our name, we feed this in, and we got it. Now I got to do this over at the other spot. This is going to solve all of my problems right now. So hold on, and then we take this. Hold on, that's in the way. Get out of my way. There we go. There, and there. Goodbye. All right, and then we come over here. I'll come back to the pickup and ragdoll because I'm gonna need to do this. I'm gonna need to redo parts of this. My headphones are unplugging. We're gonna do this. I think it's values. Yeah, values. Perfect. So we're gonna swap this out. This will go in here. This will go in here. Right, and then we got all these. And then hold on. Keys. And I actually don't need to do this is valid index anymore. So this part can skip through. This can go over here. That can go in there. And we'll leave these two alone for a second because I need to redo these now. And then we'll make sure that this includes self again. All right. And now, hold on. Let me add in my little test event here. There we go. Compile, save, ready. Fingers crossed nothing blows up. Yes. We now have the whole arm simulating physics. Is that spazzing out a little bit? No. Oh, it's because it's hitting up against his own thigh. That's an animation issue, though. I really don't like this animation. But I like that it's still colliding with himself, though, still. It's colliding with him correctly. Yes. That's amazing. I love that. Now I gotta redo that for everything else. Okay. Let's do this. So, the ragdoll stuff is at the very least pretty easy, I think. I'm just gonna simulate physics on him for a second. Oh. Simulate, we grab our animation mesh. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I thought was happening. Yeah, so he's still moving around. I'm curious, I might need to stop him from moving. Ghost of Tabor, the free placement of the backpack line district. I have mixed feelings about the interrace. I haven't played Ghosts of Tabor, but I have seen some gameplay. Interrace though I have played. I have mixed feelings about it. I do like it. Does feel more immersive. I will agree with that. But the thing that I don't like, especially for the game that I'm trying to do here, is it becomes very difficult to navigate around, and especially in scenarios where it's supposed to be a lot more fast-paced, which is what I'm trying to do here, because this is meant to be more like a roguelike dungeon crawler, and I don't want to fully take players' eyes off of what's going on around them. And so I'm trying to figure out a way. So the way that it's working over here, or the way it's going to eventually work, is the inventory is going to have. I'm kind of referring to it as the pocket dimension inventory, where basically you have on the ground there's like little mini pocket dimensions. You won't actually see them unless you're trying to grab something or put something in them. And the idea is that you'll put your hand over a location, a beam of light will shoot up so you can still see everything that's going on around you. And when you hit grip, it's basically going to cause like a little mini explosion. Your weapon's going to spawn, shoot up into your hand, and that's going to be how you equip new weapons. And that's what I'm thinking right now. I was also trying the Half-Life Alyx approach, but since I want players to be able to swap in and out of their like quick menu, I wasn't able to find a way that I really loved and I thought would actually work really well for what I was trying to do. Bag of holding, yeah, exactly. I love that reference. Yes, bag of holding, basically. And so that's kind of what I'm doing. Because I also don't like the Pavlov kind of way it does it either, or Onward, because then if they're too close and you start accidentally grabbing onto the wrong things, or you start having issues where you have to look down in order to actually grab your weapons. And so it works, but I'm trying to, because there's melee and ranged combat, I want players to be able to quickly and easily swap out their weapons whenever they want to. And so that's kind of what I'm doing. By the way, ASMK, I'm doing well. How are you doing? I was synced on my cable again. Hold on. Gotta grab a small handful of pistachios. Hold on, sorry. I am going to do something like that as well. So the way I'm trying to make this function, right, is there's going to be 2 steps to the inventory. So the idea is that we're going to have a whole bunch of procedural weapons and stuff. So right now I only have like single meshes, so I only have like the single sword. These are two pieces. The gun isn't. The gun is still one piece. So the way that I want this to function is, in order for players to progress, you're going to be able to get better and better weapons, better procedural weapons over time. And so what I want players to be able to do is have a sort of like long-term inventory where there's going to be a room that spawns in every level where you can retrieve your weapons and it brings it back to you. Because the overall story behind Altiverse is that you can kind of think of it like the Matrix, virtual world, except there's multiple virtual worlds and they're all collapsing in on one point. So every time you die, you've basically become corrupted code, basically. And so every time you die, you get brought back to the start. And there's going to be little mini dimensional rifts that'll let you drop off weapons and bring them back to the start. And so I want to have something like you said on the hip where players can spend a little bit more time like sorting through their inventory if they would like. but I also want to give players the opportunity to be able to quickly swap it in and out of weapons, because I want to be able to throw like a whole bunch of a whole bunch of enemies at the player and allow for them to just quickly swap in and out of whatever it is that they're doing, you know, as they need it to, you know, like if they're like in a fight and, you know, they're like dealing with a bunch of melee based weapons, and then suddenly, you know, they have like a sword and shield, and then suddenly a ranged enemy pops out, they can quickly drop their sword, grab a pistol or whatever else they may have, you know, take care of the ranged enemy, and then quickly grab their weapon and go right back to what they were doing. And so I don't know if it's going to be like necessarily that fast paced. I don't want to overdo it, but I do want to give players the opportunity where they can just, you know, knock out enemies, you know, quickly or as slowly as they would like. The way that the environment's going to function, though, too, because it's procedural, I do also want to make it so players can quickly and easily, you know, take advantage of the environment. You know, like there's going to be like walls and stuff that players can hide behind to deal with ranged enemies if all they have is melee stuff, or all they want to run is melee stuff. And likewise, I want also, at the same time, I haven't fully figured out the range side. If there's a better way to do that against melee weapons or melee enemies, that there might be no choice there. But yeah. So yeah. That's another thing I'm thinking I may try, where you have them on certain positions. I don't know. I don't like that solution as much. Like, it's not a bad solution. I'm not going to say it's like a terrible solution or anything like that. But if you look at games like Pavlov and Onward, yeah. So here's my only problem with that, right? You know, like the whole like backpack kind of solution. It works for the most part. I don't like the way they do it in Boneworks, because it works terribly, especially like the underarm holsters. I'm constantly grabbing the wrong thing. And the other thing to think about too is when you have something attached to the player, which is part of the problem that I'm trying to solve, is when you have something attached to the player, how do you make that work well for the player? If you look at games like, I don't know if Onward does it, but I know Pavlov does this, where if you look down, your whole chest will basically freeze so you can look at everything you have. Which works when you have a lot of things on your chest, but it takes time to kind of sort through, especially if you have like a bunch of sights and grenades and knives and whatever else you may have. But it's still taking away from everything you have to do, first off. And the second thing too is I find that a very inconvenient solution, because I've had times where like I'm really low to the ground, you know, like maybe I'm crouched in a corner or something like that, and my head is aimed down just enough where it locks it in place, right? If I have to suddenly turn, you know, start shooting at someone, you know, maybe my bullets don't end up killing and I need to immediately go to my sidearm. My sidearm might now be off to my left instead of in front of me, like it should be. Now, overall, they do a pretty good job. I'm not going to say that they don't. I don't run into those issues often, but I'm trying to eliminate those issues altogether. And that's kind of why I'm trying something a little different. I don't know that I'll end up keeping it, but that's why I'm trying something a little bit different first, to see if this might work a little bit better. Because I think, especially with the way that this world is overall supposed to be shaped, I think it might end up working pretty well if I can do it correctly. So yeah, I haven't eliminated those options. I do like those options, but I haven't eliminated them altogether. But I'm trying something a little different first, before, because they're not perfect solutions. Yeah, that's mostly the hip weapons. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not much better if you attach it to the head. If you look down and then go to reach behind you, you might end up grabbing in the wrong spot. I think usually those types of weapons are bound to the back, if I recall, like to the rest of the like chest mesh. I may be wrong, but I think they usually are. Maybe I need to do some research on that. But you are definitely right. It might not be so bad to attach it to the back of the head. That might actually eliminate a lot of those issues. Yeah, tossing out ideas for the time being. We'll see where it goes from there. Yeah, like I said, I don't know that I'll end up keeping with this solution. I like the idea in theory, but I don't know how well it's going to go. The other thing that I had going on over here was just having like rifts that spawn out of thin air and you just kind of put your hand above. Because realistically, players don't put their hands above that often, so it makes sense for a place where it's not going to be interrupted. But I don't know how I feel about this solution. I feel like this might be a little too finicky if I do something like that. But yeah, we'll see. Just taking it a little bit at a time. Get, not, I think it's keys. To the back. Yeah, the collision would definitely need to go on the back of the head. That's almost certain. That would almost certainly have to happen. It is replicate. Are you talking about multiplayer replicate? I don't know if the box themselves need to be replicated, do they? So long as your spot. Well, I mean, I guess if it's going to be visual on the back, then yeah, it would need to be replicated somewhat, I think, huh? I am planning on doing this multiplayer too, so I'm not sure if that's what you're referring to or not. Just replicating the weapon, not the pickup points. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, multiplayer is a huge nightmare in VR. I love multiplayer games, but man, it's such a nightmare to actually put together. Let me grab the values here. You're working on a multiplayer game as well? What kind of game are you working on? motion, set linear stiffness, set interpolation speed. That should... Actually, I don't think any of this needs to be done. That can all be left alone. I don't really know why I had this in here either. Not VR though, I haven't gotten. Oh yeah, it's gonna be. You know what? I'm gonna say right now, it's probably a lot better that you don't do multiplayer with VR first. I've only done multiplayer projects in VR, and I can tell you right now, it's probably a lot easier to just do like flat screen desktop games than it is to do VR stuff. Mostly because a lot of VR stuff does not easily replicate. Yeah. That's cool though. That's cool. Are you pretty far along in development or not? Or not really yet? I need. Hold on. What was it called? This. I'll probably need to clean this around a little bit here in a little bit. Let me do this. I'm going to run this. So you need to make sure that the hand goes back to where it was. Alright, looks good. And then okay, it looks like it detaches or something. So let's do this then. That graph. Oh, very nice. Yeah, it's definitely going to take a lot longer though doing it with yourself. I mean, that's kind of a given though. That's cool though. That's cool. It'll be exciting once it's finally out though. I feel like actually having a game out is the most fun part. That is a lot more fun than the whole development stage. Get to finally sit back and look at your good work all done. All of your interaction gas abilities, and then they are very easily replicated. Everything. Gas. I've not heard of gas. Hold on. I'm gonna need to look this up now real quick. Hold on. Is that like a plugin or something? Gas Unreal Engine? Gameplay ability system. Is this what you're talking about? It's awesome when released the last game. Dude, I bet. What was the name of the last game you had worked on? Gameplay ability system. Just simple, an ability framework which enables the creation of stateful systems through the usage of gameplay tags, abilities, mutable gameplay attributes. It is also complemented by gameplay queue system for those juicy visuals. I feel like I heard about this at some point. Maybe not. I don't recognize any of this. Ability activated. It wasn't received all that well, but I had a... That's really cool, though. 140,000. That's actually really impressive, though. 140,000 copies? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I may have heard about this, but I'm not recognizing like any of these screenshots or anything, so I'm not entirely sure. I did see recently that there's the gas companion. I might need to look into this a bit more. I did see that there was a new class type that looks like it might be specifically for multiplayer replication. Oh wait, do I need to enable this? Hold on. I might need to check something. Hold on. I've run into issues because I'm running on Linux where some plugins won't show up, so I can't actually edit them here. What's it called? Gameplay abilities. Yeah, it's not something I have enabled. Add gameplay effect and gameplay ability classes to handle complicated gameplay interactions. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to have a closer look at this. Lyra demo is built on gas? Oh, really? Kinetic void. Gotcha. I've looked at the Lyra demo briefly, by the way. I haven't looked at it a ton. Hold on. Space simulation. Oh, is this kind of like a sort of fleet builder? It looks like. I don't know if that's what they're normally called, but I don't know what those type of games are usually called. I don't know what that genre is. This does look pretty neat though. I'm kind of surprised though. I won't look at any of the negative reviews or anything like that, but I have to say, just from looking at the gameplay, it does look pretty neat though. It's not active by default. Because I was looking at this the other day. I haven't figured... Oh, my laptop fell asleep again. I haven't figured out how this works yet, but I did see the other day when I was looking at the project settings. I don't remember this always being here. Maybe I'm wrong. But there was... Maybe I need to go into the game mode. Hold on. There was this server stat replicator class, and I wasn't sure if this was for replication or not, but I need to figure out how this works too. Very powerful. I mean, everything in Unreal Engine is a bit tricky to learn, though, to be fair. Like, everything has some level of complication to it. Why is the arm going off to the side like that? That's pretty weird. All right, and And then, hold on. I need to make sure that this works real quick. Hold on. Ooh. What the? That's not right. That is not right at all. Hold on. Oh, it's set to keep relative. That was meant to be snap to target. I do think that was my whole issue, though. Each module does different things. That's pretty cool, though. It is kind of disappointing that wasn't received very well, but I mean, that is pretty cool, though. Oh, my screen's starting to flicker again. Ah, perfect. Now we got it all working correctly. Perfect. Yes. It came out at the same time as Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen were in Kickstarter. Was in the second wave of early access. Oh, okay, gotcha. I have Elite Dangerous. I don't have Star Citizen, but I have Elite Dangerous. They're cool games. To me, they're like, the only problem that I have with them is that those kinds of games are like they just feel so like there's so much going on, so much you can do that feels like you kind of have to like spend so much time working on it that I just didn't put enough time and effort into doing a whole lot. So, but I really like those kinds of games. Those games are really cool, though. I usually just end up watching them, though. They're usually not the types of games that I can spend like hours and hours and hours on. I think I've got a pretty good physical animation going here. I think there's still going to be a few things I'm going to need to do, but I think overall this is pretty good. It's a pretty good starting point. We're able to ragdoll. We're able to simulate and disable, or simulate. We're able to activate and deactivate physics. And do that on specific parts of the body. I think that's going to work very well. The only thing I'll need to do is set up the melee weapon so that way when they come in contact, we get the bone and we check to see if it has the physical animation component. We set that up. Should be good. Should be really good. I've heard like both sides of that argument for Star Citizen. I've never played Star Citizen. I've only seen gameplay, but I've heard like both arguments. I've heard some people say, "Oh man, it's amazing to play," you know, like, and they're. I think some people said they're still working on that. I don't know. I haven't followed Star Citizen that closely. And then I've heard some people say, you know, oh, they haven't done that much. They haven't done all they promised yet. I'm actually kind of surprised that they're still working on it. Has it really been around for 10 years? Oh, I think I'm about to sneeze. Star Citizen. Announced via private crowdfunding page in September of 2012. Pre-production started in 2010. with production starting in 2011. Was originally anticipated for 2014. So I guess it kind of depends on when you're going for. The original Kickstarter date looks like it was in 2012, so that would have been about 10 years ago. When did it actually launch? I remember hearing about their delays and stuff. $2015 is when it finally became available. All right, sounds good, Sean. You have a good one, all right? Good luck with your game, by the way. All right, let's see here. What am I working on next? I do have to make some changes to this, I think. So let's see. This, at the very least, is going to be pretty simple to do, I think. I need to figure out, though. Let's do the one-handed first. I haven't even tested the two-handed stuff yet. Where are... Here we go. What is going on with this? Oh, it lost the stack mesh. Huh. One, I think, template. Let me see if I can remember where this is at. I don't know that I've ever pulled up this gun mesh. Or like actually navigated to it to find it. I think I've always like found an asset that used it and navigated to it, and I think I might have to again. Alright, hold on. Where is this, by the way? Oh, I moved it. Oh. Well, oh well. Alright, let's see. Is this the old grab component? I think it's the old one. Yes, this is. So, let's first delete this. Okay, yep. I'll go and remove that for a second. I don't even think I need these anymore. This might all be able to come out. I think I built all this into the grab component myself. Yeah, and then there's all this, so this can all come out. So I need, at the very least, this is gonna be a lot more simple to do. Physics grab. Oh, I already have one. Oh, shoot. Actually, it occurs to me. I do need this part. There we go. Compile, save. And then I need to modify that component real quick. I don't have my plugins folder. I need to move over the generator stuff to plugins as well. I want to eventually put that on Patreon. Let me see. I also got to work on that line grab too. One thing at a time. Event dispatchers. Trigger. Perfect. Can I restart this real quick? I think I might need to restart it to bring this up. I think Unreal Engine might be glitched. Alright, let's restart this real quick. Dude, Tilda music's awesome. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, when does Tears of the Kingdom come out? I just remember that. Tears of the Kingdom. I'm so excited for that. I've been legit. I have been refusing to watch a lot of the trailers because I want to go in like completely blind. Oh, here we go. May 12th. Oh, still a couple months away. Oh no, actually we're in April now. A month away. Ooh. Yes, we are in April. May 5th. Ooh, Tears of the Kingdom. Wait, does that mean one? Oh, a little over a month. Okay, I thought it was May 5th. May 12th. Oh, that's going to be exciting. I'm not going to reopen everything. Let me see here. This, yep. And then let's grab our modular weapons. There we go. And I should be able to... No, wait. Is this the old version? It is the old version. Oh, dang it. That's why. That's the old version of the physics grab component. I think I still need to figure out a way to redo this too. I don't like the way that the physics handle came out, and I can't... I found that I cannot adjust... I can't make the linear constraint... I can't make it a non-stop linear constraint for some reason. I think it's stupid, and I don't know why. I should be able to. Which means I'm going to need to redo this at some point. Oh, am I missing something? Oh, this is the old construction script stuff. That can all go. And that can go as well. Range. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Let's do this. We need to rescue this gun. Hold on. Copy. Paste. There we go. Save that. And that should... Oh, it's not simulating physics. That needs to be simulating physics. Hold on. Perfect. All right. Okay, and then we can do the same thing over here with this one. I haven't actually tested the two-handed component I was working on, so hopefully this will work. Let me see this. Is this the old version? This is the old version. Okay, let me take this one out. Yes. And I think this is also the old version. That's part of the old version. Okay, so yeah, all that can come out. All right, let's delete this. I don't know what is going on with Unreal Engine right now. There we go. File save. All right, and then I set this up specifically for the physics grab. I haven't tested it yet, so I need to test it. Unfortunately, I can't do since my headset isn't working. But I set up so what this should do, if I set everything up correctly, is I can set up a secondary grab component, because you can have more than one physics handle on a mesh at a time. And then what I'm going to do is set this one to priority 1, the other one to priority 0. And so when you go to grab, the first hand will automatically grab to the trigger area. And then if this one is already occupied, then instead the hand will automatically reroute over to the second hand. And so my hope is that if I did everything correctly, then what this will allow for me to do is just set up 2 physics grab components, and I don't need to worry about all sorts of unnecessary code. Secondary. And because there's 2 different components, I don't need to do like a hand check or anything like that. I can just grab the trigger event for one of them and not have to worry about it. And that's just going to be for the primary. And that is all that I should have to do. God, I'm gonna need to get my headset working so I can test all this. God dang it. What's annoying me most is that I was working fine last night before all of this started happening. Okay, why is this such a custom? I don't want that as custom. I want this as physics actor. Where is it? There it is. I fixed up a lot of my collisions so far, so most of my collisions should be pretty fine. There we go. Perfect. Nice. Now for the last thing that I want to work on before I end off the stream, I really want to see if I can get the two-handed working. And I need to do a little bit of rework to this as well, because originally I was going to have the blade spawn in as a second mesh and found that I was having some issues with that. So I need to make this a dedicated mesh that just gets set on the construction script. Where's that? Oh, it's no longer there. Okay. Now, I haven't figured out quite how to do this yet. Or I guess the best way to do this, I guess I should say. I'll go and leave that as blue. That way I know which one the secondary one is. Static mesh. Okay, we'll just call this one blade. And here's our blade. Drop that in there. Perfect. Yeah, I was originally going to have like different color outlines, and I might still, but that's just the way it is for now. So, by the way, I think I need to reduce how far out those outlines are. I think those are out further than the others. Okay. So, oh, I'm looking at my weapon. Okay, so the idea behind the line grab, I haven't figured out the best way to do this, but the idea is that I'll be able to have a line anywhere along a mesh. And I more so want this for the actual swords because they have like a wider grip on them. And I eventually want to have some that'll be like wider and shorter and things like that. What I want to do is have it so that way I can have a line in the editor, so that way I can see all the possible places that the player can grab onto. And that's actually a fairly simple thing to do. The only issue is that I need to be able to see where that line is so I know where players can grab. But the actual grabbing part is really easy because it's literally just... Hold on. There's literally a component called closest point on, I think you want segment, if I recall. Let me see, closest point on line. Line might be fine. Let me see here. Yeah, I think segment tends to work a little better. I think I usually end up using segment if I recall. But I need to actually know where these points start and end, though, is the problem. So... See, there is this Show 3D widget, but I don't think it works correctly. I really wanted to do a spline component, but you can't do a spline component in Blueprints. You have to do it in C++, and I was feeling a bit too lazy to do that at the time. I might have no choice, though. I might have to. Oh, you know what? I wonder, are they at the origin? No. I don't know where they're at. Where's the world origin? I think the world origin's down there somewhere. Okay, So it's not even showing. Let me see here. Let's try something else. Hold on. Spline. I mean, I could draw a spline, but the problem is I still need a construction script or something to run it in. Let me try something. Get owner. I don't even think this is going to matter, but I'm going to try it anyways. I know I've seen it done, or at least I'm pretty sure I've seen it done, where you can have a spline that you can see in the editor, so you don't have to like keep playing or anything like that. Unreal Engine spline in debug spline in editor, maybe. What about this? Unreal Engine. Because I don't even need a spline. I just need to be able to see where these points hit. Draw, debug in editor. What time is it, by the way? I've not had lunch yet. I don't know what time it is. Oh, it is 12:30. Oh, man. I might have to look into this a bit more. Yeah, you need a construction script. I don't have a construction script because I'm using a component for this. I may have to do a little bit more research in this. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end off this stream. I need to go and eat lunch. So, it's been a pleasure. I don't know if we have anybody in the chat, but if you guys do, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope you guys have a good day, evening, afternoon, morning, whatever it is, wherever you guys are. And I hope to see you guys back. Hope you guys have a good one, all right?